I've got Shaka Hislop here with me. We are focusing on Spain. Coach Julen Lopetegui says that he might mix up his number nines, Shaka, because he seems to be spoiled with options. Now, immediately the two names that come to mind for me, Alvaro Morata and Diego Costa. Comparing these two players, who do you think would be the better fit come World Cup next year?
I think it's still way too early to say. Alvaro Morata continues to grow into his position at Chelsea, continues to improve, in my opinion. And Diego Costa hasn't kicked a ball in 6 months.
But we still know what he can do.
But we know what he can do, but he hasn't kicked a ball for 6 months. Come January, he'll be back in the Atletico squad, or so you expect. And then it'll be 6 months between that and the start of Russia 2018. A lot can happen there, both for Morata and for Diego Costa. We also saw Lopetegui, during the course of the qualifying campaign, change things up, call on different players. He called on Aduriz, he called on Rodrigo. Against Italy, he even had David Villa back in his squad. So he has options. I think he has options because of how deep Spain is, how much talent they're able to call on, not just in terms of the striker, whether he wants to play up front 1, 2, or 3, but more importantly in the midfield and further back, those players who will be supporting that out-and-out number 9.
Well, Lopetegui, I was just reading some of his quotes, of course, in our article, and he was sort of flirting with the idea of playing these different number 9s once the World Cup starts, maybe one in game 1, another one in game 2. But I'm saying this is a World Cup now. How does that affect the rest of the team? Don't they want consistency? Don't they want their set way of playing?
That's what I would think, and certainly as a player going into a World Cup, that's what you would be hoping for. But again, in Lopetegui's defense, during the course of the campaign, he did change things a lot. The dynamic is total, and it worked well, but the dynamic is totally different because you've got qualifying games now, and then you have a month break where players can go for their clubs and do their thing and come back. And
this is World Cup, you don't want to experiment
exactly,
anymore.
you can chop and change with better effect. In a World Cup campaign, we're talking games every 5 or 6 days. I'm not sure that that's what you want to do because there's so many games over such a short period. You want some consistency. You want players to feel comfortable in their position. And I don't feel it works as well during a World Cup as it does during the qualifying campaign. But Spain looked so good during the qualifying campaign. At this point, I don't think anybody's prepared to question Lopetegui.
Who are we to judge?
I'm not.
Shaka Hislop is slightly judging, though. We'll see who gets Lopetegui's picks come next year.